Of course, map draft wise, it's really been interesting to watch the map drafting evolve as the scene has matured over time. We were talking about a lot in some of the last weeklies, but map drafting in Overwatch very much similar to the fashion where you have maps come in and out of style based on the whims of teams. We even saw Ilios get played in recent memories, so map meta sort of changing, rotating. Some weeks we see lots of Nambani, some weeks we don't. But Reunited going to take out Dorado immediately here, not wishing to fight Impulse 11 on that map. Impulse 11 striking out Ilios. So Impulse, we'll see what they do here. I know there's been times where they haven't really been the biggest fan of King of the Hill maps, so maybe they'll just go down and strike out Ilios, Nepal, and Lijiang. We'll see. Dorado, or Reunited, of course, going to take out Temple of Anubis. Anubis actually has snuck its way into certain map drafts over time. I don't know if that's teams really liking to play in Anubis so much as it is teams playing a game of chicken and getting it anyways, but Reunited deciding that they don't want to play that game here today. They are just going to get rid of it outright. Don't want to risk that coming into play. And Impulse 11 going to take out a second King of the Hill map in Lijiang, so Impulse 11 might not be down to do much in the way of King of the Hill today. Waiting now in the next map ban from Reunited. Reunited, historically, they've been a little bit more strategic on their map bans, but they're going to take out Hanamura, so there's at least a clear preference here between both teams. Impulse 11 doesn't really seem to want to go to any King of the Hill. Reunited doesn't want to mess with capture points, so for our best out of 5 today, and remember, all these matches are best out of 5, we might be seeing 5 payload maps. Of course, payload still, I think, overall the most popular game type in Overwatch, though King of the Hill has been gaining some traction as time has gone on, so either way, should be a crowd pleaser at the very least. And Impulse 11 actually going to take out Volskaya, saving Reunited the trouble. Maybe Nepal will stay in, maybe not. We're about to find out. I don't really know why Bastion doesn't say anything, guys. I mean, he's shy. He told me beforehand that he didn't have much experience casting, but he would try his absolute best. And down goes Nepal. So we do have our 5 maps here. Going to be Watchpoint, Gibraltar, Hollywood, Kings Row, Numbani, and Route 66. That is a great set of maps. And man, wouldn't it be something if our first match of the day went to 5? I mean, as solo casting, you'd think it'd be like, gee, don't you want to get out of this as soon as possible? No, I am crazy, and I still love casting Overwatch, even though today will be a learning experience for us all to some extent. So now teams will be banding here to decide which map they play first, and I gotta say, with recent history, really would not be that surprised to see Kings Row be the map that ends up coming out here. So Route 66, of course, going down. Reunited may be able to take out Gibraltar, we'll see. I think if you're Reunited, you still angle the play in Numbani. The Reunited has been so good in Numbani consistently over and over again in tournaments, but they themselves don't really seem to be the biggest fans of the map at times, so, maybe we'll actually see them ban it. I don't know. For me, personally, I think they should take out Kings Row here and go to Numbani. That would make me happy just on, analyzing teams' performance over time. So we'll see what they do. Now, for those who are wondering, Tvik is subbing in a sense. I don't think Tvik is going to be on IDDQD's roster in the long term from what we know, but it is likely that he's going to be playing with IDDQD all throughout this league, all throughout the month of April. So as far as we're concerned here on the Overkill.gg side, Tvik is absolutely a part of IDDQD for the duration. So, Reunited taking out Numbani. Again, this doesn't surprise me too much given how they've banned, but it surprises more in the sense that they're so good on Numbani. But we're going to be starting out today with what else but Kings Row. It is amazing, though. You think about the Overwatch scene in general and team stuff. So when Tvik and Mendo split from IDDQD, it had gigantic ripple effects over the entirety of the Overwatch scene. I mean, it wasn't just a situation where, oh, okay, this is only an IDDQD thing. Because those players are so good, and because, of course, IDDQD needed to draw other players in, you had this effect that multiple teams were affected in terms of, okay, well, who's going to join IDDQD now? What team is Tvik and Mendo going to form? And then, what about the players that are joining IDDQD? The biggest ripple effect, of course, was on Envious, where Envious couldn't even play in the One Nation of Gamers Invitational this weekend. Why? Because Taimu was playing with them, and Taimu got an offer from IDDQD he couldn't refuse, and he went to go play with IDDQD instead. So that sort of left Envious out in the dark, and they couldn't play, and it just... There's so many ripple effects that came out from that. Now, the scene, of course, will probably stabilize pretty quickly after that, but... Man, it sort of goes to show what can happen off relatively small things early on in a scene. Just teams very, very volatile. But we'll leave the IDDQD to talk for a little bit later because this is Reunited versus Impulse 11. This is going to be King's Row. And it looks like, attack-wise, it's going to be Impulse 11 on the attack first. And this is what I'm curious in chat right now. Is that the real hexagrams? Hexagrams, of course, usually I think just hexagrams. I don't know if he has the X on the top, or maybe he does. Who knows? So right now I'm getting all my production stuff in order. And things today, I believe, will be absolute stopwatch, where times on checkpoints matter. And in general, if a team completes the map really quickly, you have to beat that time if you wish to go forward. We will not be running with the new competitive mode that Blizzard has come out with. That is yet to be really fully tested, and the teams themselves had sort of reservations about that. So tried and true here, guys. Nothing too different in the way of rules or otherwise. But we are setting up. Both teams should be ready here in a moment. This is going to be Impulse 11 versus Reunited here in King's Row. And I gotta tell you guys, I could see either of these two teams taking it. Reunited has had a very consistent level of excellence, but as mentioned earlier, they've sort of had issues pushing on to the very top level. And Impulse 11 has really been coming on strong in recent days. So really, this is any team's game to take. So we are all set on our end, letting everyone know that we're ready. Switching to the in-game. Again, this is going to be Reunited versus Impulse 11. And there you can see it. Our snazzy new Overkill.gg overlay is beautiful, isn't it? Big shouts to the people at GosuGamers for making just everything look as awesome as it does. Our art guy, Boris, he does a lot of work. Big shouts to him. One of the unsung heroes that really makes a lot of stuff happen in the background. So should we get ready to go here in just a moment. Everyone is in and ready as far as I can tell. Will be Impulse 11 on the attack first, and should be exciting to see if there's any new wrinkles or otherwise. There was a patch earlier today, guys, but as far as I know, nothing changed in terms of heroes balance or anything like that. Oftentimes when you get those balance changes, they tend to happen on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. That's when Blizzard usually likes running those sorts of changes. Getting balance changes on it is a Tuesday, but it's usually later in the day, I guess I should clarify. A super early balance patch early on Tuesday, that'd be a little bit strange. Usually more in the afternoon. So just waiting on Impulse on the ready up, and we'll be getting in with our inaugural game here in the Overkill.gg Overwatch League. $5,000 on the line. Our team's going to be fighting for it, and both teams want to start out strong here today in day number 1 of league play. And this is where I just sit, hope, and pray that we don't end up getting kicked out to login screen, but I think it might happen. This is the nature of Overwatch spectating. I don't know why this happens. It doesn't happen to players. It happens to people watching where, oh wait, we're getting thrown out. It could recover, but you never know. Even Windows comes like, do you want to wait for the program to respond? We'll wait for the program to respond. All right, so there it is. We are going to relog real quick. Sorry about that, guys. It's just a thing. I mean, at this point, I should probably expect it on the first game of the day. So 1 second as we log back in and all the rest. right, we're connecting, put us in. Getting back in here on King's Row. Alrighty, we are in. So, taking a look here at the defense coming out from the Reunited side. We're gonna have Winghaven on Reinhardt, Unfixed on Junkrat, Voltaja on the McCree, Too Easy on Symmetra, Morte on Zenyatta, and Cruz on the Lucio. And let me just say this, when watching Reunited in recent times, both Unfixed and Voltaja have done just enormous amount of works, but taking a look at the offense coming out from the side of Impulse Lemon, we're gonna have Zebosai and Widowmaker. We've seen him do a lot of things early on. In fact, let's take a look at him here, see if he can get the early picks that can define an early team fight. Zebosai right now looking for an opportunity, does have a shot, doesn't quite land it, but I like that he went for it there, and really Impulse Lemon just hanging back, having faith in Zebosai, going, alright, we're gonna wait for you to do this, but they're not gonna hang back forever. They're getting damage on that Reinhardt shield, and as soon as that cracks or gets a little bit closer, I do think they're gonna rush in. That might be exactly what we're seeing right now. And we can't talk about Impulse Lemon without talking about IDDQD, the player. He has been absolutely on fire when we've seen him recently. Has very great moments in McCree carrying. We're going to take a look at him here as he's looking for his opportunity. Has Reunited now, careful positioning in the hotel. Poking now getting a little bit more severe between both teams. Zebosai able to get first blood, takes out Voltaja. If you can get one or two more pokes, that could be a very big deal for Impulse Lemon on what so far has been a very, very meticulous coordinated push. There it is. Zebosai with a double kill so far in this push. Nevix able to take out Morte, and Reunited very slowly getting bullied off this point. IDDQD takes out Hex. Too Easy with the Symmetra flank. I don't know if it's going to be enough to hold this or not. Their teleporter is down though, so there is a possibility that Reunited can get back in here and prevent Impulse Lemon from grabbing this. Too Easy can't leave the point, and he is taken out, and there it is. Impulse Lemon going to start moving the payload in a relatively decisive manner. They were very, very patient about how they went on the cart. They did not really make any swift maneuvers, but they waited for Zebosai to get a pick. They got a second pick, and they just bullied Reunited out. So we're going to see if Reunited has a little bit more success here defending in the streets phase of King's Row. Interesting here in terms of switch up. We do have Too Easy now switching off the Symmetra to Zarya. Graviton Surge has been a really big part of gameplay for Reunited. Unfixed now on the Pharah. We've seen many a wombo combo out of them, but because they switched and weren't on it in the beginning, they're not going to have those ultimates up for a while. You do lose ult charge when switching off characters. Voltaja able to take out Nevix. First blood there for Reunited on this push. Nevix in the back trying to take out Zebosai. Has to deal with the offensive sound barrier. IDDQD with the Deadeye. He's got to back out just in time. Meanwhile, Vonthil able to take out at least one member of Reunited. Zebosai coming in over the top as Pharah. So this is a 2-kill advantage now for Impulse 11. They're trying to move in, push out Reunited, and take control of this as quickly as they can. Not quite the bloodiest fight thus far, both teams trading off kills, but overall the momentum definitely in favor of Impulse 11. Zebosai able to take out Cruz, and he's gonna get resurrected right away. And looking at the kills here right now, there's only 2 people left up for Reunited, and I'm not even sure they can defend this next checkpoint. So Impulse 11, nothing very flashy coming out of them so far, just good, solid gameplay that's pushing Reunited back, getting the kills they need, and setting them a very fast time so far here on King's Row. So we do have a Junkrat tire that could be coming out from Nevix any moment here. IDDQD sitting on that Deadeye. Ultimate's not going to be up quite soon for Reunited, and there's the Deadeye. Defensive sound barrier coming out. I'm not sure if Reunited wants to charge this in down, but Voltaja is able to take out Vonthil at the very least. Unfixed takes out Zebosai. Reunited now gets a barrage on deck. We'll see if Unfixed drops it, but good kills on both sides here thus far. Reunited needs to push a little bit more if they want to us in favor, and there it is. Another 2 kills being added on by Reunited, and they can just push this in. Unfixed going gun Nevix, but not without taking him out first. Still a pretty good hold by Reunited. So, taking a look here, the flow of ultimates here very much changing in Reunited's favor. Absolutely no ultimates up for the Impulse on side. They will get Earthshatter up in a few seconds, but that's not anywhere near as much compared to Earthshatter, Barrage, Graviton, and Deadeye. And there's the Graviton. Unfixed coming in over the top with the Barrage. Gets 2, 3 kills, but likely coming right in with the res. He's going to die for that res, but we'll see if this is enough for Reunited to still hold or not. Impulse 11 is going to get pushed back. Another beautiful rocket coming out by Unfixed, takes out Nevix, and Reunited using that wombo combo to great effect. The Resurrect not enough to reverse it, and Impulse 11 going to have to go back to the drawing board here. That being said, ult-wise, REUNITED is not going to have quite as much in their arsenal for the next push. Things are a little bit more even. IDDQD might be able to even get good value off a single Deadeye here without a whole lot to answer it. There is a Resurrect that could deal dividends. We will see. Deadeye comes out. Is he going to get anything? Reinhardt shield blocking, and no! The Reinhardt shield goes down! IDDQD gets a double kill! REUNITED does strike back a little bit, 2 kills of their own, but the momentum very much in favor of Impulse 11. Impulse 11 moving forward off the Deadeye of IDDQD. Zebosai takes out Winghaven, and this is looking really good for them. They're just going to cruise to the final point and taking a pretty darn decent time here as well. My guess is the time would be about maybe 7, 8 minutes, somewhere in that realm. Beatable by REUNITED, but, you know, Impulse 11, very solid play coming out from them here, especially on their first push. And this, of course, going to be that great wombo combo we saw coming out from Unfixed. Unfixed going off the Graviton Surge, dropping the Barrage, and just really cleaning things up for his team. So 5:05 is the time, a quicker time than even I expected there. And we'll see what REUNITED has to answer this. But Impulse 11 starting out our Overkill.gg league off with a bang. And they're saying the time is 5:05. We see that the time is 5:05. And we have it all set up there, and yeah, I mean, one thing that we will see in this next round is that REUNITED will have to move with some degree of pressure on them. You can't really move as slowly and methodically when you know that the sort of quick time was set. They're going to have to take more risks and try and get through as quick as possible, because you don't want to go to the final point with only 1 push left remaining for you. For REUNITED wants to get to the final point with at least 2 to 3 minutes left, if possible. And that means they're going to have to fly through point A and the streets phase. So, looking at both teams as I set up here, we're going to have the defense for you here in a moment for the side of Impulse 11. Zebosai going to be repping the Widowmaker again, liking it on both offense and defense. We see Zebosai and Widow in a whole ton of situations. Hysterica going to be on Lucio, IDDQD, on McCree. He is almost never not on McCree, and why would he change? He's so good at that character. Likely going to be on the Symmetra, Nevix on Junkrat, and Vonethil, rounding things out on the Reinhardt. Meanwhile, taking a look at the offense here coming out for REUNITED. Unfixed going to be on the Pharah, Winghaven on Reinhardt, Voltaja on Zarya, Too Easy on Widowmaker, Morte on Mercy, and Cruz on Lucio. And this is a little bit interesting. Usually Voltaja is on a McCree, but this is a case where they're running a McCree-less comp, at least in the beginning, and they want Voltaja on Zarya. This go, okay, you know, maybe we can get the wombo combo to break the point if we have trouble. The only thing that works against it here is that they just don't have that much time to work with. So we'll see how it works out. I mean, that's the one problem when you're under the gun like this. You can't really wait as much for wombo combos. So for REUNITED's sake, they're going to need to move very quickly if they want to take map number 1. Taking a look at Unfixed here. Unfixed is moving forward. Unfixed often plays a very good Pharah early on here in King's Row, and teams really do favor the early Pharah here, just to draw out explosive fire onto a point where people tend to be a little bit clumped. But Too Easy with the first blood of the game takes out Zebosai. He's going to win that Widow v Widow battle, and now Unfixed doesn't have to worry as much as he goes in. That's a good boon for the offense. Voltaja will take out Vonethil. Nevix strikes back, taking out Too Easy, but still momentum in favor of REUNITED here. They only need a few more kills to really turn this first point in their favor, and the teleporter came out very early, but down it goes. Unfixed able to take it out, and we saw a very methodical push coming out from Impulse 11, but we're seeing quite the same coming out from REUNITED. Very good offense from both teams here so far today. Winghaven takes out Hysterica. IDDQD, though, strikes back, takes out Morte, and he has a Deadeye here, and it's not going to connect. Voltaja just absolutely melts into Zarya. Voltaja going to go down there, so both teams really back and forth, and even though REUNITED has momentum in their favor right now, we do see a lot of good stalling coming out from Impulse 11. And there it is. They're going to cap the first point. They have 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining on the time. And this is still doable for REUNITED, but they have to continually move, and they really can't suffer a big team wipe in the least here. That being said, looking at their ultimates, Barrage is up, Graviton Surge, a mere 15% away. If they can land a big wombo combo on to Impulse 11 here in the streets phase, that will clear them for at least 1 to 2 good pushes on the final point. And that has to be what they're angling for here. So Unfixed right now just going for a poke. The cart making consistent progress here. They don't really have to commit too hard until the car's a little bit forward. In fact, it's in their interest to wait for their wombo combo until the very end, if at all possible. Just so the respawns can't get in time to contest the second checkpoint. We do have a Winston looking in to get in the back. Meanwhile, IDDQD almost has a Deadeye up. Offensive sound barrier is out. Wombo combo could be in the play here. Voltagia, though, does not have Graviton Surge yet. So take a look here. Too Easy able to take out Zebosai. Reunited still moving forward. Nevix takes out Too Easy. 5v5 now. And Unfixed could be moving in for this barrage. He's a little bit away from it. Barrage is a bit late. And he's not going to get quite the value he wants. He does take out a few people, but it's absolutely bloody on the point. Turns into a triple kill in the end. But Impulse 11 not doing the worst at holding to begin with, for at least for a little bit here. Taking a look, Nevix, one of the last ones on the point, is stalling a lot here as Winston might buy his team time to get here. It's going to be very, very close at any rate. Meanwhile, Zebosai poking from the back. I'm not sure Impulse 11 is going to be able to get back in here and grab it. We're going to see. So, they are on the point. Will they get it? They do cap the point, and now Reunited with 2 minutes remaining here, so they could definitely keep pushing forward and beat the time that Impulse 11 set. Reunited has done what they need to do. They got enough off that wombo combo, though it was a little bit sketchy for a moment. And now we're going to see if they can just chain a few more kills here. That could be all they need. Unfixed able to take out Zebosai with a long-range rocket. Zebosai gets rezzed up immediately. We'll have a barrage. Will he be able to go for the turnabout here? Justice Rains from above, but no, Justice Rains on the rocket to the face. Unfixed able to take him out. Unfixed absolutely playing out of his mind here so far. Has a barrage up again. Another 2 kills for Reunited as they move forward. And Reunited now on the verge of beating a very quick time set by Impulse 11. They still have a minute and a half left. Take a look at IDDQD here for the defense. The defense, they will have at least one more point to get on the cart, but they have to move. Graviton Surge is going to stop a lot of them from even getting onto the cart. They are going to get on, though. Unfixed with the barrage from above helps pick off 2 people there. Too Easy was able to take out Hysterica. So far, 3 kills for the offense. The defense electoral. Down goes IDDQD. Likely one of the only remaining people on the cart. Reunited very close to saying an incredibly quick turnabout time here. Nevix gets on the cart. Pops Primal Rage. This is now a stalling phase for the side of Impulse 11. They need to buy themselves a full minute. Will they be able to do it? Primal Rage Winston is pretty good at doing it, but a whole minute going to be rough. Deaths are still getting chained in favor of Reunited here. But look at this. A lot of Impulse 11 getting back in. Big Earth Shatter comes down from Winghaven. Cruz takes out Nevix. Unfixed able to get in, takes out Vonethil. This is an absolutely great showing from Reunited. They only need to take out a few more. The kill feed is nothing but red. They still have 30 seconds, and there it is. Reunited going to bring it back. And they take map number 1. I wasn't sure they were going to set that good of a time, but they came back, set an even quicker time. And I gotta say, Impulse 11 has to feel a little bit bad about that, but Reunited definitely coming in the clutch here. And that's the play of the game coming up from Unfixed. Unfixed really had himself a game. And I think, you know, we talk a lot about players leveling up in the Overwatch scene, but Unfixed definitely one of those players that has really upped his gameplay in the last month or so. It's been very obvious. His Pharah plays have gone way up. His Genji play has gone way up. And he was a big part of Reunited's success there on map number 1. So really, really nice stuff coming out from him. So, moving back here to the caster screen as we wait for the next map. Those who are wondering here, this is the Overkill.gg Overwatch League. We are going to have some of the very best teams in Overwatch fighting each other all throughout the month of April into May. Some of the best Overwatch will be had here during the week here on the GosuGamers channel as we follow the progress of this league. And today is day 1, and this is match 1, Reunited versus Impulse 11. And Reunited starting out strong with a victory on King's Row over Impulse 11. Now you might be going, well, what is this league and why should I care? There is $5,000 on the line. It is one of the biggest prize pools in Overwatch yet. And it's just going to be a huge amount of great competition. I mean, even today, we're going to get to see Reunited Impulse 11 again after the set. We're going to get to see IDD, QD, and Flat Earth. And it's just going to be good matches day after day. Overwatch is falling before our eyes. I'm very happy to be a part of it early on. Also, I'm getting news here from people, secret bat phone sources and whatnot. If you like the name Flat Earth, like it no longer, because Flat Earth has been picked up by an official sponsor in the Overwatch scene, Creation Esports, stepping in and picking up Flat Earth. So Flat Earth no longer. The next match will be IDDQD versus Creation Esports. Huge congratulations to Flat Earth. They've had some really good showings lately. They definitely deserve it, and best of luck to them with their new sponsor. So not only do you get to watch some league play here, you also get to watch some breaking news. So waiting here for both teams to decide what they're going to do. And this is interesting given REUNITED's history, but what we have here is Impulse 11 taking REUNITED to Numbani. Now that's so interesting to me, given the fact that we haven't seen REUNITED lose on Numbani in ages in tournament play. I don't know what is really going on there where, you know, maybe there's something where REUNITED just like constantly loses on Numbani and scrims and it's just like, yeah, we want to take the Numbani. But in tournament play, REUNITED always wins this map, or at least they have in recent memory. So it's an interesting choice coming out from Impulse 11. We'll see if it pays dividends for them. But, you know, if I were them, I don't know if I would have taken them here, but, you know, we'll see. Overwatch, if nothing else, it is variable. So setting things up here as we get ready to move into Numbani. Impulse 11 looking to strike back after Impulse 11 took King's Row away from them. And it was a close game. I mean, it came within 30 seconds on stopwatch. And honestly, when a team like Impulse 11 sets a time that quickly on the attack, you don't expect it to be beaten. But REUNITED defying some expectations here today. So letting them know that we're ready. I use the term we because, of course, you might think this is a solo cast, but really, I'm casting with Bastion. He just, you know, don't be too critical on him. Don't be too harsh. Don't go to, you know, the forums, Reddit, and complain and say that you don't want to see Bastion cast again. When the time is right, he will have good input. Just stay tuned, guys. So getting ready to move into game here. This is going to be map number 2, Numbani, in our first game of the day for our group stages. And we'll see if Impulse 11 can just strike this right back. Waiting for both teams ready up, and here we go. We are getting right into map number 2. Numbani music is playing. And this should be interesting.
Prepare to attack.
All right, so getting into game here, looking at the defense coming out from the side of Impulse 11. Looks like they're going to have Zebosai on the defensive Widow to start out the game. No surprise there. Likely on the Mercy. Hysterica on a Torbjorn. IDDQD on defensive Tracer. Vonathil on Symmetra. And Nevix on the Soldier 76. So interesting. We're going to see a double builder defense come out here from Impulse 11. We have seen teams run that before on this map. It hasn't been the most common strategy as of late. But, you know, maybe Cloud9 winning some people over by running it on other maps such as Hollywood. Looking at the offense here, REUNITED looking like they are just going to waste no time and dive deep in here. They're showing double Winston comp, Winghaven and Volataja on Winstons respectively, Unfixed on Genji, Morte on the Zenyatta, Cruz on Lucio, and Too Easy on a Genji. So actually double Genji comp, that's something we haven't seen as much of in recent times as well. So cool stuff coming out around here on all levels, and a lot is probably going to come down to will Zebosai be able to get the picks he needs early on to set his team on the right track. In any case, we're going to find out. This is map number 2, Numbani, here on the Overkill.gg Overwatch League. And let's see what both teams have. The gates are open and REUNITED is on the way.
Keep an eye on your health and call someone if you need assistance.
And really what to pay attention to here, Winghaven Volataja love just leaping in and causing a right away, but Volataja just gets absolutely annihilated. 2 headshots from Zebosai saying, you know what, we were prepared for your double Winston shenanigans. And my goodness, Winston might be a tank, but tell that to Widowmaker, because I'll tell you, this Widowmaker does not care. My goodness. So a very decisive defense coming out from Impulse 11 early on off the Widowmaker play of Zebosai. In fact, we see Volataja switching off the Winston here. Double Winston going to the wayside. And they're going to a more traditional comp on the Reunited side. So taking a look, Winghaven moving up. This is a more traditional approach on Numbani. We see teams go through this room a lot, not wanting to go through the middle. And they're able to get right through. Winghaven threading the needle, so to speak. Not a whole lot of pressure there, but they do have to deal with soldiers on the defensive side. They do have to deal with Zebosai. Unfix, though, able to take out Vonethil. Let's see if Unfix is able to do a little bit more here as he goes forward. Hysterica taking out Morte, Voltage on Nevix. Back and forth by both teams. Definitely a slower fight, more poke-oriented. And while Reunited might have a slight edge, they're going to have to deal with Molten Core in a second. There it is. And this is really going to cause some trouble for them. Nevix able to take out Voltage with a great Helix Rocket Snipe. And this is just sort of lacking in urgency coming out from Reunited. I like their initial approach, but they sort of waited too long. Winghaven able to crunch Zebosai, but gets taken out right away. Overall, this should be a good hold for Impulse 11, and I think Reunited's going to have to go back to the drawing board and maybe look for a slightly more decisive offensive look in their next push.
Thank you.
So taking a look, Reunited regrouping, not really changing up too much on their offensive setup. They will, though, have Too Easy on the Widowmaker. He was on Widowmaker last time. We'll see if he can get a pick-off or two here. That would be really, really useful, but it's going to be hard because Zebosai has been playing very, very well so far. That being said, Recon Sight is coming up. Will he be able to get it? And there it is. He takes out Hysterica. Aardvark perhaps not going to pay off on this push. Too Easy now fighting IDDQD. Will he be able to take him out? We're going to see Voltaja will have a Tac Visor up in a moment, but he's going to get taken out by Nevix's Tac Visor first, so a little bit back and forth on both teams here, but the important thing is that really a lot of trouble for Reunited getting in on this point. IDDQD and Nevix able to pick off 2 kills, down goes Unfix, Morte and Too Easy, and again, this is going to be back to the drawing board for Reunited, so Impulse 11 with a very strong showing here on Numbani thus far. And Reunited, I feel like they need to change something up here at some point. I mean, maybe they're just going to have a hope in the Dragon Blade. We've certainly seen Unfix go absolutely off and pick off a great deal of kills. We'll see if he's able to do that. But they're going to have to burn ults and really go for broke here in the next push. If they burn ults here and don't get anything, it's going to be hard for them to get on their final push. And Zebosai able to pick off Too Easy. This is now a 6v5 in favor of Impulse 11. And Reunited still continuing the struggle here early on Numbani. Take a look at IDDQD. He is going to build a Pulse Bomb here. Might even go for it a second. If he can land a Pulse Bomb on Voltaja or someone important and chain deaths even more, that could be a potential death knell for Reunited here. He's looking for it, and no, he's not able to get it. Perhaps a little bit too greedy. Just getting shot in the head by Voltaja, and just like that, there's now a very good opportunity here for Reunited. Tac Visor going to come out from Voltaja, offensive sound bearer is out. Dragon Blade coming out, slicing and dicing is Unfixed, is able to take out Zebosai. The res is going to come out, that's going to bring up some of the fallen heroes, but the kill feed very much right here for Reunited is finally they're able to turn things to their favor. Down goes Zebosai again, and I'm not sure Aardvark going to pay off here. Down goes the turret. And a very good showing. They need to take out the teleport though before people start streaming in. I think they have enough presence here that it's not going to matter. And there it is, Reunited able to get the payload moving, but what a nice early defense coming out from Impulse 11.
My ultimate is ready. Join me.
So, taking a look here as the offense moves forward yet again for the side of Reunited, and Impulse 11 going to reset their defense. Zebosai right now looking for pickoffs if he can get them. He's really been on point thus far in this game. Definitely been giving Too Easy a run for his money. And right now just taking pot shots to the Reinhardt shield, trying to take it out. Almost takes out Too Easy. Lands a shot. Was only a body shot though. Too Easy going to live and take out IDDQD. So now 65 in favor of Reunited as they push forward. Winghaven actually just charging out. Oh my goodness, a double kill coming out from Too Easy, making it look easy, as it were. That's 4 very swift kills coming out from Reunited. And suddenly, Impulse 11, after starting out the game with a very definitive defense, they now find themselves in a bit of trouble here as momentum is all in favor of Reunited. Too Easy right now looking to chain some deaths here. Gets Zebosai out again. And Too Easy taking this game into his own hands and really doing a lot of work now for the Reunited side. Reunite now, I wouldn't be surprised to see them move in and push this. They have Dragon Blade, they have Sound Barrier, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Taking a look at Genji. Genji moving in, looking for the Dragon Blade kills, diving deep on the 76 as Tech Visor. Tech Visor doesn't matter. 4 kills for Reunited. They just blew everything, dove deeply into the enemy team, and it's really working out. The kill feed, nothing but red. Now, that being said, I do think the defense is going to have a time to regroup here. It's not going to be full, you know, go on the cart, try and delay territory, but if IDDQD dies here, it could be bad. Down he goes. It's now a 6v5, and that death could be absolutely crucial to Reunited setting a reasonably quick time here after having a very slow start. Looking at Unfixed, looking on the 76 getting all out position. And will he take it out? 2 easy, take an Hysterica, another 2 kills, make it 3 for Reunited. Absolute beauty. The Resurrect is going to come off. We'll see if it's enough. Down goes the defensive Earth Shatter. A little bit of blue starting to show up in the kill feed. Vonfil takes out Cruz. Winghaven, though, with the double kill. W Mouse winning his way to victory. Vonfil and Nevix, the only 2 people left. They are going to get taken out as Volataja goes absolutely wild. And Reunited, after a rough start, able to find their footing and set, in the end, a pretty respectable time here on Numbani.
Play of the game.
And here it is, play the game, coming from 2 easy. And really, if I had to say player of the game, it'd be 2 easy, because 2 easy, again, it was a little bit slow starting, but he had periods this game where he absolutely went off. This, of course, one of them. Later on to the game, even more so. Just absolutely going nutty was 2 easy, and he was having himself a game. So the time of the beat is going to be 6:32. This is a beatable time. We'll see what the offense of Impulse 11 can do here. If they can take a game away from Reunited. Reunited, of course, winning game 1 in pretty dramatic fashion, and wouldn't it be funny if Impulse 11 was able to come back and do the same thing? Either way, we will see. So taking a look here, time is going to be 6:32 as mentioned, and we'll have the full defensive roster out for you in just a moment. Defense every now and then, you can't really judge at the assembling heroes screen because it can always change, but I will say this, Volataja, very, very likely to be on McCree. Definitely his favorite hero and strongest overall. So taking a look at the defense as they roll out, we're going to have Morte on the Lucio, 2 easy on the Tracer, Volataja on McCree, Winghaven, sorry, 2 easy switching back to the Tracer, of course he is, Winghaven on the Reinhardt, Cruz on Symmetra, and Unfixed going to be on Junkrat, so going to see more Unfixed Junkrat, and I'll tell you what, his Junkrat play has also been something that's leveled up in recent memory, so curious to see what we see coming out from him there. Looking at the offense, we're going to have Vonethil on the Winston, Nevix on a Genji, IDDQD on a second Winston, Hysterica on Lucio, Zebosai on Pharah, and likely on the Mercy. So both teams going to be set up here. Looking at the defense setting up here on the right. We've seen this a lot from United where they really value holding on to the high ground. We'll see if it pays dividends for them here. And the offense about to be on its way. And Nevix, he's a hero, or he's a player that's been around for a long time, all the way back to Beta 1 of Overwatch. And it's really good to see him in again, and he's had really good Genji play, really good just play in general. Not one of the most household names in Overwatch, but, you know, so as Impulse 11 keeps doing well, you might know a lot more about him soon. And he is starting out with a bang, lands headshot shurikens, gets in there, almost takes out the Junkrat outright, but Reunited striking right back, able to take out 2, 3, 4 players of the offense of Impulse 11. They're going to send them right back to the start immediately here. So a little bit of a rough beginning coming out for the side of Impulse 11.
Teleporter online. We move quickly.
So both sides are going to reset here and see what just happens here in a moment. And we do see the double Winstons getting dropped. So both sides now, for both teams, they both went double Winston and ended up dropping it. So many teams are just getting better at dealing with double Winston. I'm not really sure what the deal is there. But in any case, And we see Reunited fully set up, waiting for the offense to come in. The offense coming in from two sides, one person coming over the right flank, the rest going in through the middle. And they're able to get on top of the point, so Reunited has to do something about this soon. They can't just stay up here the entire time. We'll see what they do in terms of going down and trying to deal with this. Unfixed, able to take out Likely, too easy, takes out Vonethil. Nevix, though, getting work done on the Genji, doesn't even need a Dragon Blade, just goes absolutely off. IDDQD still alive on a Tracer. The kill feed very varied between red and blue, both teams getting their licks in. IDDQD looking to take out Reinhardt if he can. Does not do it just yet. Too easy goes down. Vonethil is, or Winghaven's going to go down. And IDDQD on top of the point, getting progress for a team. They've got 1/3, almost at 2, but Cruz comes in as a Symmetra. The teleporter, of course, is up. Reinforcements going to be coming in from that. The Junkrat Tire moving in, going to take out Likely. And down goes Vonethil. So, a bit back and forth there. Wasn't a bad approach by the side of Impulse 11, but Reunited was able to stabilize, and good on them. So Reunited having a strong map number 2 here so far in the Money, showing that their defense can be every bit as formidable as Impulse 11's. Taking a look here, though, there are some X factors coming into the next fight. While there are a bunch of defensive ults up in the way of Transcendence, Earthshatter, and Deadeye, we do have a Dragon Blade up from Nevix. Dragon Blade has been a big ult for cracking defensive standoffs. We'll see if Nevix is able to use it good use here. And if I were Winghaven, I might just Earthshatter in response to that, or Morte could Transcendence. But oh my goodness, the Deadeye comes out from Voltaja, absolutely not caring, crunches the offense of Impulse 11, and Impulse 11 gonna have to go back to the drawing board. The one upside for Impulse 11, though, they are saving a whole ton of ults here, so there is that. The one downside for them, though, is that time is starting to slip away. I mean, they only have 3 minutes, 45 seconds left to defend this, so really, I gotta say, Impulse 11 has to make something happen here. They need to take this fight, and they just need to roll all the way to the last point, otherwise it's probably not going to happen. So I expect to see a Dragon Blade coming out here soon. Too easy, though, able to take out Likely. There will be no offensive resurrection here. Nevix gonna need to get a lot more done. The offense, though, getting 3 picks right away. Dragon Blade doing work. Zebosai getting a pick. The defense, though, striking right back. They still have a teleporter up. Teleporter, though, could go down in a moment. Genji perhaps sacrificing his life, and that's exactly what happens. We'll see if that's enough to stop the defense from getting back in time. Is Hysterica on the point alone, and Hysterica going to be enough. That was really bloody on both sides, but the cart will start moving now for the side of Impulse 11. Impulse 11, they got moved, though. It's only 2 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. They have to switch, not so much switch something up, but at least make sure they don't get stopped at any point here. I mean, maybe they can afford one team wipe, but even that is going to put them in very, very dicey territory. So for Reunited, all Reunited has to do, they just need to get, 1 or 2 good pickoffs and a push, wipe them out, and that'll be it. And of course, Too Easy on the Widowmaker. We're going to see if he can do just that. He's looking for targets, and first one to come out the door might end up with a Widow shot to the head. And there it is. He's able to take out IDDQD. That is a huge pickoff for Too Easy. If you can add on just a little bit more to that, he knows where Zebosai is. He sees where Nevix is. Nevix going to go down. A double kill for Too Easy. And Too Easy could very well be slamming the door shut on Impulse 11 right now. That is, the kill feed is nothing but blue here. They're moving forward, just swarming in after the picks from Too Easy. And now, time-wise, a mere minute 53 remaining. Mathematically, I'm not sure if this is enough time for Impulse 11. Impulse 11, of course, trying to even up the series here, 1-1. We'll see if they can do it, but it is going to be rough. I'll tell you this much, they have to win this push. They can't get stopped from this push. They need to move forward. They need it to go well, and it has to be decisive. And IDDQD able to take out Too Easy right away. They're going to have this push go well. That is definitely something they need. Moving forward is Nevix. Vonethil able to take out Morte. A double kill for that. Dragon Blade comes out for the cleanup, and Impulse 11, a little bit of life in them yet, as that is going to be a full team wipe in their favor. Great picks all around. The team kill horn goes blaring, and now they have a minute 13 left. This is really on the edge of what is possible. I think it is very, very technically possible, but they can't lose anything. Are Too Easy able to take out IDDQD? That is not a good omen for Impulse 11. Voltaja moving in, throws out the Pulse Bomb. Cruz able to take out Nevix. Morte takes out Likely. It's 3 kills for Reunited. They are moving forward. Down goes Vonethil. And Morte really getting into that too with a double kill of his own. And I gotta tell you, this is gonna be GG in favor of Reunited. A really good defense coming out from them. Impulse 11, though, making it close. 40 seconds remain. I don't think it's mathematically possible to get through here, and even if it was, Reunited would only have to stall for, seconds. So, really good games coming out here. Reunited, though, able to hang on, extend their lead to 2-0 here thus far, and we'll see if Impulse 11 can turn things in their favor in map number 3. Whatever that may be. And just absolute carnage on the point. GG's being thrown out there, and well played to both teams, and big shout out to Too Easy. Too Easy on both these maps here, I think, really came in the clutch in a way that he hasn't always done for Reunited. He's sort of, he has his games and his good games and his bad games, but today definitely seems to be a good day for Too Easy thus far. So, they're saying push a cart. They want to see it play the game. We want to see it play the game. But it is, without doubt, the truck of tears, not a truck of triumph. It's like, yeah, you know, we'll let you push now. That is something on the wish list I have. Like, it's a lower priority wish list for spectator things. It'd be nice if you could just sort of end the game to get an immediate play of the game and whatnot. Like, that'd be cool. Spectator mode, of course, is a big work in progress, and you know, I'm sure we'll get more goodies and features as time goes on. And just note that for those who are tuning in going, well, how long is this going to be going today? This is merely one best of 5 out of 4 that are being played today, so really sit tight, buckle in, because we have more great Overwatch coming for you throughout the entire day. Now, at some point, Bastion might kick in on the co-casting a little bit more, we'll see, but for now, it is just me. And Winston play the game, something you don't see all that often. It does happen when your team is just swarming them and you can just sort of left click and have it hit 3 or 4 people, but Winston not always the most appreciated for play of the game. Which is why there's plenty of Winston players that don't even have play of the game intros because they've never bought them, because like, you know, whatever. When's Winston gonna get play of the game anyways? So we're going to be getting in to the next map here in a moment. We'll see what Impulse 11 wishes to bring Reunited to. As we set up things on our end, update and all that fun stuff. So for those who are just tuning in wondering what are you watching today, this is the Overkill.gg Overwatch League. We're going to be bringing you some of the best games between the best teams all throughout the month of April into early May. This is just day 1. This is our EU portion of it. This is the group stage, Reunited versus Impulse 11, and we have 3 other great matches coming at you right after this. And of course, though Hex isn't here today, I would be remiss if I didn't carry on his legacy of thanking our awesome sponsors. Who are our sponsors, you might ask? DX Racer. They make great chairs. They are super comfortable. I'm sitting in one right now, and I can attest for how comfortable I am. G2A. They give you great deals on video games. If you're going to buy a game, check G2A first. You might get a better deal. Matcherino, of course, have been supporting esports throughout the entirety of Overwatch's scene at this point. Also running into other games. They let you crowdfund and support your favorite players, teams, and organizations, so definitely check them out. We do have a Matcherino page up today. You can do !Matcherino in chat. Use code Overkill to donate $1 for free. And yeah, you guys know the drill. But right now we are waiting for map number 3 to begin, and it looks like it is going to be Hollywood. Hollywood, of course, we've seen really good play out of this from many a team. The second stage of Hollywood is one of the most dynamic in the game in terms of what team comps you see, how teams handle it, whether momentum is a factor or not. It is awesome. Right now we're just seeing, will Reunited be attacking first? They almost certainly will. They tend to prefer attacking first nowadays. Many teams actually prefer attacking first nowadays. There was a period where teams would sort of waffle between defending and attacking first, but it seems like there's more of a consensus that teams just like attacking first in general. Not too surprising there. Hex is looking good. Hex has turned into a robot. He was Bastion all along, did you know? At some point, Bastion will be contributing to the cast. I mean, I don't know when, but, you know, for those who are a fan of his epic beep boops, just, you know, hang in there. So, letting everyone know that we're ready, we're going to be getting into map number 3 in short order. This is Impulse 11 versus Reunited. First day of group stages here in Overkill.gg. It's going to be exciting to see where things go. And for those who are wondering what we're going to be seeing later today, just as a reminder of the matchups coming in next, the next matchup is going to be IDDQD versus Creation Esports. And you might wonder, well, gee, what's Creation Esports? They have a team? They do. The team formerly known as Flat Earth is now Creation Esports. So big shout out to them and getting that sponsorship. I'll probably be saying that throughout the day because, hey, it's news and you got to propagate it. After that will be IDDQD versus Reunited. And then finally, it's going to be Impulse 11 versus Creation Esports. So right now we're just waiting for the game to begin. We'll be hearing that Hollywood music in just a moment, and there it is.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Prepare to attack.
And Hollywood is really a joy to watch. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that teams defend on this map. Some teams will go for double builder, of course, that's sort of Cloud9 signature. Other teams will go for Mercy. We've seen double Mercy at points too. I mean, this is a map where I think there's more looks for the defense and the offense than most in the game. Point A can be very dynamic. The streets phase can be dynamic. And the last phase can be nothing short of chaotic from time to time. So curious to see what we see coming out from both teams here today. But looking at the defense of Impulse 11, we're going to have Zebosai on the Junkrat, Vonathil on Reinhardt, likely on Mercy, Hysterica on Symmetra, IDDQD on the McCree, and Nevix on Torbjorn. So again, we see that Impulse 11 really favors the double builder defense. Another team, aside from Cloud9, that likes it. So perhaps we have a new trend developing in the meta.
Oh, they stand in a row while there's work to be done.
And taking a look here at the offense coming out from the side of Reunited. We got Winghaven on the Reinhardt, Morte on Hanzo, Cruz on the Lucio, Volataja on McCree, Unfixed on Farah, and Too Easy on the Zarya. And I just want to back up for a second. Morte on Hanzo. What? No. Okay, he's on Mercy. He's just messing with us. And I was going to say, it's like, you know, he's usually on supports. This is quite the change-up, but nah. Just a tease in the end. And really, a person to watch out for here is definitely Unfixed. Unfixed has shown us a lot of great fair play here today, here just recently. We'll see if he can make stuff happen early on here on Hollywood. And he doesn't even have to worry about a defensive Widow. Zebosai not repping the Widow this time. So the sky's perhaps a little bit clearer for Unfixed and might work out in his favor. Right now we're seeing people poke back and forth here. Neither team can make too hard, and Too Easy able to take out Nevix's turret. Not quite first kill of the game, but Aardvark not necessarily paying off. We see the Farah coming in over the top, looking to land those rockets. Too Easy able to take out Vonathil, and now Reunited's slow and steady, perhaps winning the race as they move in, get some key kills. But look at IDDQD on McCree, able to poke in from the top, has great positioning, landing his left clicks. But a lot of his team has gone down. They're not on the point. This is very back and forth. Reunited already capturing 2/3 of this point. And even if this is sort of a bend but don't break defense, they're very close to breaking. IDDQD, though, able to win that McCree duel. Takes out Voltaja, takes out Cruz. A double kill for IDDQD. And he is the heart of this defense. Makes it a triple. But oh no, Morte coming in, ruining some of his dirty work. With a big resurrect, going to bring back Reunited. Reunited, though, still a bit on the defensive. Routes Surge coming out isn't going to be enough to change it. And Unfixed explodes from the top with a quad kill. Unfixed coming in off that resurrect. Comes in with the barrage, and despite IDDQD's shenanigans, he wipes out everyone. Great work coming out from Unfixed, and my goodness, Reunited able to get through point A relatively quickly. And now we're just going to see if they can keep that momentum going forward into the streets phase. We do see Widow play coming out from the defensive side, looking for those picks. Definitely wants to clear the air, but Cruz able to take him out with some Lucio spam. You don't see that as often after Lucio got his damage nerfed. A little bit back and forth, IDDQD and Unfixed signing the suicide pact, taking each other out. But the important thing to note here is that the payload's still getting a lot of momentum for the side of Reunited. The defense of Impulse 11 really yet to stabilize here thus far. So both sides poking back and forth here. The payload moving forward. Too Easy able to take out Zebosai. That is a huge pick from Too Easy. He might be on the way of going off. There is a Deadeye coming up from IDD Kitty. Doesn't quite get the value that he wants. Unfixed able to take him out in the end. The kill feed way more red than blue at this point. Too Easy looking to take out the Swinson. Shot. Takes him out. 3 dings and he's out. And the kill feed 4 red for the side of Reunited, and they are just going to cruise to this next point. Oh man, Zebosai going out again. Too Easy finding his rhythm and just going off. This has been Too Easy's day so far. And the payload moving up. Winghaven able to take out Vonethil. The momentum firmly in favor of the side of Reunited right now. And this is a case where really, I mean, something needs to change up for Impulse 11 because they don't want to do this where for map number 3, where they're trying to bring the series back, they have to beat some sort of ridiculously fast time from Reunited. So we see really the defense here holding way back for Impulse 11. They're not really challenging this much. They're giving up a lot of ground. We'll see if it pays off. They are starting to move forward. Deadeye coming out from IDD Kitty, sort of zoning people back. Reunited going to be able to get away from that. I think he's just going to cancel, but no, Winghaven actually goes a little bit far out, ends up getting hit by that Deadeye. And we'll see now if Impulse 11 can turn this exchange into their favor. I'm going to note, though, Vonethil very low. Gets the Earth Shatter, though. Hammering Too Easy, but no, he's going to go down to unfixed. Resurrect is going to come up from the defense. We'll see if it's enough. Kill feed starting to look more red than blue. We'll see if the defense can turn it around. Winghaven takes out Likely. IDD Kitty isn't in the back. Will he be able to pull some heroics? No, he is taken out by Unfixed. Unfixed just left-clicking people like crazy on Reaper, really getting things done. And the offense with the Deadeye of Voltaja gonna add an exclamation point, and now they are in very good position to end this game. Unfixed even with a Death Blossom here if needed. It might not even be needed. I'm not sure the defense can even get here in time. We're going to find out in just a moment here. Defense is going to get there in time. Defensive Sound Barrier is out. Out comes the Death Blossom from Unfixed. Gets absolutely nothing the way it kills, but will wear down that Sound Barrier. Voltaja able to take out Likely. Both teams trading kills back and forth. Overall, more in favor of Reunited. Nevix, one of the only ones remaining. Resurrect going to bring up the Fallen Heroes. And there it is. Reunited going to cap out the map in a relatively quick time. I mean, the momentum, I think, was in their favor the entire game. They never really got stopped, and Impulse 11 really never found the solution to stopping them.
Play of the game.
So play the game here coming out from Unfixed. And what else would this be but the Graviton into the barrage? Just absolutely beautiful stuff. IDDQD, the McCree, came out very close to stopping this push, but the Graviton and Barrage, absolutely beautiful, sealing it for Reunited and really setting them up to keep momentum for the rest of the map. So 448 is the time to beat. That is going to be trouble for Impulse 11. Not impossible to beat, of course, but they're going to have to move if they want to stay in this set and add a point to their total here in the Overkill.gg league. Bear in mind, this is a group stage. You know, you can lose a set here and there and still be perfectly fine. This is a long-running tournament. We're going all throughout the month of April. So, you know, this is merely day one. It's not the end of the world for Impulse 11 if they don't win here. But you gotta think that they would want to add something to their total here, and not only for just the stats, but also for themselves. You don't want to get 3-0'd, certainly not on stream. But taking a look at the defense as it rolls out, we're going to have that for you in a moment. It's going to be Reunited's turn to defend. We'll see if they can hold out for a mere 448, and if they do, they will win the first set of the day in a pretty dominant fashion. Chat saying, good day to be a Reunited fan. It is a very good day to be a Reunited fan. So taking a look at the defense here as it comes out for Reunited, we're going to have Winghaven on Reinhardt, Morte on Zenyatta, Cruz on Lucio, Volataja on McCree, Unfixed on the Junkrat, and Too Easy on Symmetra. So we see Reunited opting not for the double builder defense, not deciding to change out that Lucio with something else. Link's brought up in chat, but it's very true. Lucio has been the one getting sacrificed for the early point defenses, so that is not going to be the case for REUNITED's defense here. Meanwhile, looking at the offense coming out from Impulse 11, an offense that knows that they have to move with great haste. We're going to have Zebosai on the Pharah, Vonethil on Reinhardt, likely on Mercy, IDDQD, of course on McCree, Hysterica on Lucio, and Nevix on Zarya. So Zarya, of course, getting more play, more love today. Just more play, more love in general in the last few weeks. And, you know, maybe I would say normally it's because people are, you know, realizing Zarya's value, but she did get a really cool legendary skin. So, I mean, there's always that. You never know. Never discount style. But in all seriousness, the game is underway. Both teams are poking out, and I don't think we're going to see slow and methodical come out from Impulse 11. I think they want to get in on this as soon as possible. And that is exactly what's happening there. Charging in! Reinhardt getting knocked way into the air. Voltage, though, able to punish that. Takes out Vonethil. 3 kills here for the defense of REUNITED. They are not giving anything to Impulse 11 right now, and they are looking very strong here on the first engagement of this round. Voltage actually just chasing in off the Lucio speed boost, takes out Nevix for good measure. And Voltage very close to building up his ult. Unfixed close to building up his ult. You know, you can actually look at all the ult percentages now in the upper part of the screen, and it is very much favoring REUNITED for this next push. So, taking a look, we do see Impulse 11 coming back out. They're going to be moving forward. They really need to get this on this push, otherwise it is going to be very difficult for them to come back time-wise. They do not have that much time available to them. Voltage looking to build up his Deadeye, if possible. Going to crack the shield, very close to getting a Deadeye up. And there it is, Deadeye going to come up. The ultimates are coming up now for the side of REUNITED. We actually have a Junkrat tire that was out. Didn't get much done from that, but it still zoned people out and bought more time. And again, time is not something that is particularly at a premium here, or at a extra for the side of Impulse 11. They're moving in, and look at Morte! Morte kicking Mercy in the face! Is that even regulation? I don't know. But they're going to move forward. 4 kills for the defense. And rough times for Impulse 11 right now. And time very, very quickly slipping away from the side of Impulse 11. I mean, looking at the time here, the time was frozen, but they only have 2 minutes, 45 seconds left. And I think if REUNITED gets another big defense here, that's going to be it. They are not going to be able to bring this back. Defensive sound barrier is out. We might see a big push in here from REUNITED. I don't know if they need to be that aggro. I'm a little bit confused. They ran the sound barrier and then they just didn't use it. Either way, Impulse 11 coming in. They need to make this happen now. Earth Shatter going to come down. A beautiful Earth Shatter coming down from Winghaven. Going to just set up all of Impulse 11 for quick kills. The Resurrect going to come up. We'll see if it's enough. Graviton Surge comes out. This could be a recipe for a turnabout. Justice reigns for above from Zebosai. And this could be a turnabout from the Mercy Res. Things looking a lot better for Impulse 11 here. But the kills are still back and forth. Crew's still alive, causing trouble. Is probably going to get taken out here. Down he goes. Vonethil to W mouse 1. Zenyatta Morte, one of the last few up, he's going to go down. But Voltage coming back in. The teleporter is still up there, coming back in, and we could see a hold from REUNITED here. It's not necessarily the most likely, but they're definitely buying themselves time, and it's a possibility. As Winghaven, the W mouse 1, going to pick up an extra kill, and Impulse 11 may very well get pushed back here. Both teams still train back and forth. Definitely a bit scrappy on the point. IDDQD able to get the high ground, takes out Winghaven. But again, I think this is too little too late. There's only a minute 30 left, and even if Impulse 11 takes us here, I just don't think there's enough time to bring this from here all the way to the end. So a very, very stellar defense coming out from the side of REUNITED, and congrats on them. They're going to take the first set in Overkill.gg League play. So we'll watch the remainder of this. Obviously, you know, we're casting. We're not going to call the official GG just on the 0.001% chance we're wrong. But mathematically, I don't think you can bring this from there to the end in 1 minute. And that's if the other team all AFKs. REUNITED can just stall out with maze, tanks, whatever you want to pick. There's just not enough time. But I will say this, REUNITED at times kind of an enigma of a team. They have their really, really good days, and then their days where they don't quite live up to their potential. I do think they've been a more consistent team in recent memory. Definitely some disappointing showings for them, both in the Game On tournament recently and the One Nation of Gaming tournament, where they, you know, you talk to them, they feel like they just didn't play up to their potential. But, you know, in terms of turning a new page, they came out strong here today in the first set of the day. Of course, they're going to have to prove it again later today versus IDDQD, so that should be a show.
Rains from above.
You see some good stuff coming from the offense here. Wombo combo takes out 3 people, but you know, time-wise, I know REUNITED knows that they have this, so they're probably not putting their all into it. Probably just gonna tell them to push in a moment. Too easy looking for a pick-off. Not gonna get shot in the head by McCree. And there it is. All the GGs coming out from the players. They're gonna push the truck of tears to the end. But hey, you know what? Impulse 11, they've shown us a lot of good stuff previously. They had their moments here today in the first set, and we're going to see more of them in just a little bit later today. So if you're a fan of Impulse 11, don't go anywhere. We will see them again later today when they take on IDDQD. Now, for those who are joining in late, just an update on the IDDQD situation. Obviously, IDDQD had a pretty rough weekend. They had roster changes, troubles, all the rest. But they are going back a little bit to normal. TVeek, aka Pluppy, will be playing with IDDQD for the duration of this tournament. So all month, TVeek will be with IDDQD. That's going to be a more return to normalcy for them. We'll see how they play. It's going to be TVeek and Taimu rather than TVeek and Mendo. So there's a bit of a change. We'll see how IDDQD handles that as they go on. But I would expect to see IDDQD have a much stronger showing today than they did over the weekend. And you know what? If you're curious to see the answer to that question and as to how IDDQD will play, just stay tuned because we're going to find that out after a short break as we get into set number 2 of the day in our Overkill.gg group stages.
Play of the game.
Play the game here coming out from Likely. And I gotta say, this is a nice res. I mean, they didn't quite get the decisive team fight that they wanted after this, but it did let them eventually take the point, and under a different scenario where they weren't under such time pressure, you know, maybe that would have been the impetus for them to really take the game into their own hands, but unfortunately, didn't quite work out that way. So that's about it for our first set of the day. Right now, we're still waiting on commentary for Bastion, but until then, I will continue solo casting. This is the Overkill.gg Overwatch League. We're going to be right back at you with a great set between IDQD and Creation Esports, formerly known as Flat Earth. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes and bringing you another great game.